Welcome to Thinking is Contagious. Uh, I just jumped on the computer now because I just got a chance this evening, Tuesday evening, to listen to Attorney General Barr in front of what they call testimony in front of the House. Um, you got to watch it. That's all I can say. You have to watch this debacle. Um, I think this is my take. I mean, Barr's a brilliant man. Whether you agree with his politics or don't agree with him, he's a brilliant man. I think that the Democrats, from what I saw, I think the agenda was pretty clear. They were pretty afraid of him. They were pretty afraid to let him talk. They were pretty afraid to let him reference the facts. They were pretty afraid of him to allow him to expose them for their fraudulent behavior. I think it was incredible. You really have to. I have never seen anything like it. This was supposed to be a hearing, and in a hearing, one would understand or think that the intent was to get information, ask questions, and get information. Barr was not allowed to speak. You've got to watch this. It starts with Jerry Nadler saying that he's basically the fixer. He calls him Trump's fixer, which doesn't surprise me. When liberals have no defense, it's name calling. When liberals find that you don't agree with their open-minded views, quote unquote open-minded, if you don't agree with their views, you are a racist, a misogynist, a homophobe, whatever it is. The attacks are relentless. So we've come to expect that. But Nadler starts with that, and he prefaces all his statements by saying that Barr was basically there. His role was to help Trump's allies and hurt his enemies. Barr, at one point, towards the end, when he's finally allowed at the end to give a closing statement, says, show me where this has happened. Show me one enemy of the president that we have hurt, that we have prosecuted. Obviously, the Democrats did not want that to be asked at a time where they had to answer. So it was only in his closing statements that Barr was even allowed to take a breath. Again, you have to watch this. There's a Representative, Sheila Jackson Lee. Listen to her question. Her question is, does the Trump Justice Department seek to end systemic racism in law enforcement? And I want only a yes or no answer. How can it be a yes or no answer? If you say no, obviously you can't say no. If you say yes, you're saying that there's systemic, and there's not. Again, go back to the Harvard 56-page study. Go back to all the evidence, all the facts. There's no systemic racism. So Barr attempts to interject that there is, that if there is any, his response is if there's any racism anywhere, that obviously they want to oppose that, which is the normal, correct, humane answer. She says, so you agree that there's systemic racism? And his says he's able to interject over her loud and trying to speak over him to say there is no systemic racism. Again, there is no systemic racism in this country. So this is Sheila Jackson, another just person that that if she has to enter into a back and forth with Barr, it's all over. Hank Jackson, this was another beauty. Representative Hank Jackson from Georgia says that that Barr did Trump's bidding in the Roger Stone case and called Barr's prosecutors lying prosecutors. Your lying prosecutors will come and testify that you did so. Barr is very calm, very clear, and tries to explain to him that he did not discuss his sentencing, his thoughts, where he was going to come back with. He did not discuss it with anyone, that his decision was based on his knowledge of the facts and his experience and his career experience, period. That was not good enough. That was not good enough. This representative continued to insist. Do you think that the American people are not going to know that you did the president's bidding? Again, Barr insisted that he did not do so. So why is it, he's basically calling Barr a liar. Why is it that you're not respecting the he said, he said? You're making a claim. It's being responded to that that's not the case, and your insistence is that that is the case regardless of what the other side is saying. How is this a hearing? How is this a hearing? Then we get to the points of some of the testimony from Department of Justice individuals against Barr, attempting to implicate Barr as doing Trump's bidding. The one who was really verbal on this is a guy named Zelensky, and all his testimony, his entire testimony, it's he was told. He was told that Stone got special treatment because of his relationship with Trump. He was told that the prosecutor that Barr appointed for that case got pressure from high up in the Department of Justice. He was told. He didn't have firsthand knowledge of this. This is what he was told. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? Goes back to the Ukraine, where that military officer, everything was, he was told. He heard it through third party. He overheard a telephone conversation in the middle of a restaurant. He was told. This was a debacle. It was, and you need to watch it. And I really think that the people, the Democrats, the people who are supporting Biden, and the people who are supporting this hench mob that is masquerading as politicians in Washington, D.C. on the Democratic side, I think that you have to look and listen, and then you will realize that the mandate was, don't get into a discussion, a conversation, or a back and forth on the facts with with Attorney General Barr, because you're going to lose. You're going to lose. And it was painfully obvious that that was what they were talking about. And there was, when you have a hearing, the intent should be to garner information and facts when you are questioning someone. Again, watch it. There was no ability for Barr to answer anything. This was just put him up there and fry him. And if you watch it, you will see that that's exactly where this went. It started, continued, and finished with that mandate. And it's very obvious why. Don't let him talk, because we'll lose. He'll embarrass us. So I wanted to really get on here while the facts were fresh in my mind. And after having viewed this thing, I was out all day, viewed it, and you got to watch it. That's all I can say. Hope you continue to enjoy these broadcasts. The channel needs your support. I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. You may not think it's important. It is important. You may not think that it means anything. It does mean something. The more subscribers we get, the more exposure we get, the more what we're trying to convey will be heard. We've got less than 100 days to the election, and would love you to help us get this message out and get this job done. More than ever, I'm convinced of one thing. The Democrats know this is slipping away, the election. The Democrats know that they've got no shot. And I am convinced that this will be a Trump landslide. Far more Trump landslide than when he defeated Hillary Clinton. So having said that, that doesn't mean we take our foot off the gas pedal. On the contrary, we step on the gas. We continue the pressure. Hit the subscribe. Let's keep talking. Let's keep getting this in front of everyone. Let's drive the point home. Okay? Thank you and good night.